Not bad. That looks really good. Alrighty, go.
That's what it first looked like.
This is what it first initially looked like. That's a good one. Thanks, Garrett. Alright, what's up guys? So I know you guys took a lot of good note to when I put the headlights on my truck. Those are actually from Auxbeam. They're a 7-inch Jeep headlight. So I thought I'd do something different this time. Instead of doing a classic kind of install, I'm going to be doing a light bar install with Sean. We're actually going to be using Jeep stuff on a Jeep. So Sean's Jeep has been kind of tucked away in the channel. You guys don't really see it that much. Besides when he bought it and we first walked around it back when I first got my C10, made a little bit of a segment with his Jeep. So all you Jeep guys get to finally see some Jeep stuff. So we're actually going to be putting some light bars on his Jeep tonight. It'll be a cool little thing that we can do. So I got some new parts from Auxbeam. I'll go ahead and show you guys. And I will leave the link to all these lights and the products down below in the description so you can check those out for yourself. So we have a 22-inch bar and a set of side shooter pods. So these are from Auxbeam. Came out of the package. They come with a really, really cool reflexive decal. So these are 4-inch shooter pods. They're directional. They're super, super high quality for what they are. Really, really big shout out to Auxbeam for these. So the cool thing about these lights is they have an extra bar on the side, unlike regular pods you see with just the flat face. So these ones, you'd put one on the right side and one on the left side, and it would kind of light up the whole front of your vehicle evenly, which I think is really cool about these. They have the Auxbeam stamp, they got the heat vents, and the cool thing actually also is they have 2 mounting points on the back so you can flip them upside down. So if you wanted, say, the right one on the left and the left one on the right, vice versa, you can mount these either way. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to be putting those on the Jeep as well. And we also got this 22-inch bar. So this bar is actually a super, super high quality bar. And as you can tell, the difference between this light bar and normal light bars is this actually has probably double the amount of LEDs in it, which is really, really cool, and it'll be a lot brighter than normal bars. This is the 22-inch, I think 4 per inch, which is really, really cool. So we're going to go ahead and get these going, and we'll pull these out of the package and we'll look into them a little bit deeper.
Nice long cable to it.
Yeah, good thing is it comes with a decent amount of cable already, so you don't have to kind of add so much. It's already got a nice heat protectant on it. So I really like the fin design on the back of this. It's a really, really good for heat dissipation. I think it looks really good too.
And the regular mounting hardware.
Yeah, it comes with all the hardware, so we don't need to go to the hardware store this time. Alright, so our general setup with these is probably going to be the light bar up front on the grill or the bumper area, and we're going to do the pods on the top two sides, kind of make those work. We got a little bit of hardware parts that you might need here. Just a little cheap switch so we can go ahead and flick them on and off. Got some wire to know where our grounds are and where our positive leads are. We're going to throw some fusible links in so we don't blow anything up. So it should be relatively easy. Sean's done this 100 times. I've never put light bars in before because I'm not really an off-road guy and I've never had the need. But the Jeep definitely needs some more light because we can't see anything at night. All right, let's get to it.
All right, so I already have these older KCs here. They're all right. They're halogens, but the LEDs, especially the ones from Auxbeam, are a lot brighter. So the way you pretty much do these is there's 2 wires that come out, and you'll run a ground to, you can run it to the battery or you can run it to just any hard metal surface. Like you see, I got this one going here. And then this is the exact same setup on the other side right over there. And then this is the wire coming from the other side. And these are spliced together. And then this will run down into, it'll run under the hood.
Well, that's sketchy.
Shout out to me for the broken hood latch.
Nice. We should probably, oh, geez, we should probably fix that.
That's great. So they run down out of here, and you can see it's run through this spot right here. So that is where it comes up out of the louvers right there, and then comes down. One goes into the cab, and the other one goes over to the battery. And the battery, what you do is you put a fusible link over there, and then run it over to the switch. So that way, if it wants to, it'll blow the fuse rather than blowing your switch or melting anything.
Yeah, so inside the cab, we're pretty much just going to a switch and coming back out, and then going to a fusible link so we don't really blow anything up.
Which is always good.
Yep. The good thing is we've already had lights on here, so we don't really need to get any crazy mounts. So, I mean, if you got a mount, it's good, but if not, they come with all the hardware that you can pretty much drill in and make everything work. You don't have to go fishing around for hardware.
At least for these pods, we're going to mount the light bar pretty much right here on the bumper.
So these were mounts for previous bars, but this one looks a little bit shorter, so it'll probably be somewhere around here and a little bit in, a little bit, but should fit pretty good. And then our pods will be pretty much a direct replacement for these KCs. All right, so these are a pretty generic pod with a 3x2. So this is generally the exact same size as the Auxbeam light, but there's a couple things I wanted to point out. The Auxbeam light has an extra LED strip on the side to kind of shoot off as a side light. It also has about twice the amount of LEDs. It's actually a 3x4 instead of a 2x3. So it's got a lot more lights. And then one thing I did want to point out, the way that you can mount these lights are completely different. So this one has only one way. You can rotate it up and down or flip it over, I guess, but it's only directional one way, whereas you can either put the thread in on the bottom or on the top, depending on which way you want the side marker to shoot out. So the good thing about the Auxbeam light is it comes with mobility to which direction you want it. You can also change, it looks like you can also change the input wire for where you want it on the right or if you want it on the left. Alright, so I'm just going to open this up, take a break for a second, because the entire sky, I hope you guys can see this with the GoPro, I don't know how well it'll be, but the entire sky is illuminated. It's dissipated a lot now.
There was two like flying objects.
I know you can see this now. This is going across the entire sky. I am central in San Diego. I have people from Spring Valley, which is far east San Diego, and as far up as Fontana, which is 2.5 hours north from here, saying they can see this perfectly. Now I'm gonna bring up some videos that I see all over social media right now.
That's what it first looked like.
This is what it first initially looked like. That's a good one, thanks Garrett. But I definitely saw that and that was pretty bizarre, not gonna lie. Yeah, so that was pretty interesting. So apparently one of my chats that I'm in, a bunch of people are talking about it. And I guess it's SpaceX launch up in the LA area. Kind of interesting. I guess it was a test rocket going over San Diego. It looked like one of them failed terribly. Kind of just dissipated off. Looked like it probably landed in the ocean somewhere, but that's pretty weird regardless. So back to Jeep stuff. All right, so here's the Jeep just regularly. So you can put your headlights on. Headlights are pretty terrible. And then the pods, which are pretty bright for being halogens. But the only problem with these ones, which is probably the reason we're replacing them, is these things are an oven. You could boil an egg on these things. They're stupid hot. So that's where we're going with an LED so we can get some. And these drain a ton of power, huh, Sean? Yeah, we're not trying to drain so much power that our battery dies in 2 seconds if the vehicle's off. So it's a big reason we're changing these.
All right, so as you can see here, we've got this style of light, which is on the cheaper light. And it's pretty simple. Mounts on the bottom, uses these. It's a little bit more of a pain because
You have to get a wrench
sometimes
in
that
there.
moves in there. It's got the two little tabs so you don't have to, but it's just a little bit of a cheaper design. They're a cheaper light overall. With these ones, to use, you take the bolt, which it comes with, and you drop it right in there, and then it fits nice. And then when you put it up against it, the bolt can't move anywhere, so that really stays locked in there. So then what you're going to do is you got this hole here, and I want it pretty much straight up and down, so you can just kind of look at it from the side and tell how you want to rotate it. Tighten that down, then your bolt fits in nice, everything stays in smooth, and
Cool.
that'll be the driver's side.
All right, perfect comparison. So I'll start with the KC. It's more of a directional light, so you can see it's kind of hazy off to the right side of the Jeep. A couple silhouetted areas. It's kind of dull. But you can see the bright LED on the one side, and it actually lights up the whole planter bed area, which is really surprising. So it's pretty much
The side of it's almost brighter than the front of it.
yeah, it's just the one side marker. You can see it's pretty bright on one side, and then I open up the side marker, and it makes this entire wall light up. So that's super cool. Then again, at the same time, I don't want to be a hoarder, and I don't. All right, so here's just the two pods. So go ahead and turn the pods on. So that's very impressive for two tiny little 4-inch pods. Like you can see the 45-degree angle going outward, which is really cool. So these aren't even really angled correctly. As you can see, they're probably a little bit wonky, but I'm very impressed. Look at how much it lights up the garage. Super cool. Onto the light bar. So we got our light bar pretty much mocked up to where we want it. Measured it on each side to make sure we got it centered. We might make one more change because the problem is that the way this bumper is set up, the frame comes out and then we have part of a tube welded onto it. It's kind of an interesting design, but because we have to be able to put a nut from the center of this, we're probably going to have to pull it back a little bit more than we usually like to. But regardless, everything's going to be straight by the time we're done with it. The good thing about the 22-inch is it's actually the exact width of the grill slits in the Jeep. So everything fits pretty much symmetrically, and it's going to line up perfectly. So it'll literally fit right in the slits, which is going to be cool. So this looks pretty good so far. Everything's super sleek looking. The pods look sweet. Everything's going to be nice. Test fitting our light. Everything seems to be measured up right. We got the pods hooked up. We have some just temporary wiring, but for the most part, it's the same as the LEDs. As the pods were, it's just a fusible link routed to a switch and then routed back over again. So it's just messy just to make sure everything worked. But this thing is insanely bright. It's actually, if you count all the beams, it's actually 4 times what the pods are. So, I mean, it's extraordinarily bright for what it is. You can turn it on, Sean. So that's just the bar itself, which is pretty impressive. And then the pods, it's just crazy. So, yeah, everything works good. All right, so we got everything hooked up, and we're going out to test everything. Should work pretty good. All right, so we got our lights pretty much where we want them now. We're over at a seceded area, so there's no cars that we can blind. So we'll turn the pods on first. So that's the interior view of the pods. You can see it still goes 45 degrees out on both sides, which is awesome. And then the bar itself. Just the bar is very impressive. And then I guess we can flick the pods on too. So that's both of them. And like literally there are no blind spots whatsoever, which is awesome. And the bar is super low for how bright it gets. So I'm really impressed with that. So I guess we'll go ahead and off-road a little bit. And just for perspective, his headlights are actually off right now, so we have no headlights, and this is how bright they are. So shout out Auxbeam. Very, very impressed, not gonna lie. Okay. Wow, it lights up your wheel. Not bad. That looks really good. Alrighty, go. Just getting in the 4-wheel. there we go. Oh, dang it, now I can't see anything. Not bad, I can actually see where I'm going. I would just get in the Jeep and have him drive me to the next spot, but I'm freezing. I just want to get this over with. Not bad. Oh, he's gonna flex on the rock. Nice. Yeah, 3-pedal life. Get that clutch. If the camera's shaking a lot, I'm actually shaking, so I'm sorry about that. Can't really do anything about it. Not bad. Look, that's like 200 yards, that building over there, and you can see all the way to it. So that's very impressive, and you can see all the way 45 this way and 45 that way. And you can see the beams are, like, that bar is super low, and it's going all the way out there, so that's super cool. So, I'm cold, it's 40 degrees out. Actually, no, it's probably 35 right now. I'm wearing a thin sweatshirt, and I'm freezing, and I'm sorry if I'm shaking the camera because I can't hold it straight. Ah! Nice, I love this thing. Heater. Yes. Heater and all. Oh, there we go. Getting it. Yeah.
Alright, well that's all the dirt we got to drive on today.
Yeah.
These lights are killer. You can see forever in front of you. I mean, I don't know what else to say. These things are awesome.
Yeah, you can see all the trees. That's 150 yards worth of trees. So, yeah, I'm freezing. Alright, so that'll do it for this video. I'm freezing. We just got into a Denny's because it was warm. We decided to go get some pancakes. It is 10:40 right now at night. So we decided to go get some Denny's, relax, me and Sean hanging out. So that was a little bit different of a video we thought we'd do. I know there's people out there that like Jeep stuff, so I thought we'd do a Jeep video. Let me know what you think down below. The lights, I do really like these lights actually. This is something that I would actually end up doing something on the inside of my grill with light bars like this, but nothing crazy. So I will leave the product links to these light bars down in the description, everything you need to know, so you guys can go check those out for yourself. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about different style upload like this down below, kind of install video. I really think these are great for any off-road vehicle. I was actually gonna put these on my C10, but I didn't think there was very many great spots to mount them, and I just thought they'd be better on a Jeep, so we decided to do a Jeep instead of the C10. So let me know what you think about stuff like that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.